In this video, I'll show you how to take a day trip from Puerto Vallarta to Yelapa all by yourself. Yelapa is a must-do day trip from Puerto Vallarta. Here they have a beautiful waterfalls, a fantastic beach, and the way to get there by bus and coastal boat ride is just wonderful. Really enjoyable. You have to try it. Our adventure starts in Puerto Vallarta, where we take a local bus to Boca de Tomatlán for just 10 pesos. Buses leave every 10 minutes from the corner of Basilio Badillo and Constitution, and the scenic ride takes about 40 minutes through the jungle-covered mountains and along the coastline of the Bay of Banderas. From Boca de Tomatlán, we hop on a water taxi to Yelapa for 130 pesos each way. The approximately 35-minute boat ride is spectacular as you cruise along cliffs, hidden beaches, and lush jungle coastline. You pass the towns of Los Animas, which is what you see here, and also Camixto before you arrive in Yelapa. And here we are arriving into Yelapa. This is a beautiful protected town along the coastline. The bay is surrounded by the Sierra Madre Mountains with beach clubs, restaurants, and they even have things like parasailing right off the shore here. What makes Yelapa truly special is that there are no roads leading here. The village remains a laid-back paradise accessible only by boat. If you're visiting Puerto Vallarta, this easy and affordable do-it-yourself adventure is absolutely worth doing. There's two docks here, one for more of the commercial boats for all the tourists, and that's on the left-hand side of the bay, but we're going over to the municipal dock here because it's the closest one that will bring you up to the falls. And from the city dock, you only have to walk 1 kilometer or 0.6 miles, and that will take you right up to the city waterfalls. In the city of Yelapa, you'll find a beautiful jungle waterfalls cascading down a rocky cliff into a small pool where you can cool off. The hike up to the falls is not only short, it's very easy, and while you're doing it, you're going to pass by several bars and restaurants and a whole host of vendors trying to sell you some souvenirs. Anyways, let's do that right now. Hola, amigo.
Hola.
How are you today?
What?
Maybe on the way back. Not now. Too early.
Sleep in.
Cocodrilo.
Competition.
Can hear the chakalacas in the distance. And lots of places to buy things. Hola.
Hola.
So this is one of the restaurants along the way. You can come here and grab something, but what makes it so interesting is this large pizza oven here with a statue curved right around the oven. Nice looking building. Lots for sale. So we're early, so the big tourist boats aren't in yet, which is nice. All the vendors aren't out yet as well. Getting closer to the falls. I can hear the water running, albeit not super fast. There's some puppies here. So this is the Yelapa City Waterfalls, and during the rainy season, this obviously would have a lot more water overflowing it. Right now, it's still adequate and enjoyable to see. But this is the March the 5th, and it is during the dry season, so there is not that much. But enough. It makes it really beautiful. It's actually quite high. And it drops into this little pool, and some years that pool can be deep and you can almost swim in it, but the last few years it's been very shallow. It's got a sandy bottom here, so the best you can do is walk into it and get cooled off. But it's just so picturesque and quiet here. And one other good thing, there's a nice bar restaurant right beside the falls. So if you want to, you can get a beverage before heading back through the city and down to the beach and some of the beach clubs. After spending a little bit of time at the falls, we decided to head on back down to the beach and a beach club for lunch and a few beverages, and of course a swim. And it's only about 1 kilometer or 0.6 miles to get there.
Beautiful kitchen.
Thank you.
So it may look complicated, but getting back to the beach is quite simple. There's only a couple of roads, and when I say roads, there is no car traffic here, but there's a lot of ATVs that use them and some motorcycles, so you need to be a little bit careful of that. And of course, there's lots of horses as well. A lot of the local town people use horses to get around as well. So it's only about 1 kilometer, 0.6 miles to the beach, and I'm just going to walk you through the town now so you get a feel for that. The people are extremely friendly here, so if you think you might be lost, just ask anyone, and they'll direct you, but there's lots of signs as well that'll point you to the waterfalls, and in Spanish, that's called cascada. So you'll see those signs, but there's really only a couple of roads or turnoffs, and so it'll be quite easy to get that. So you just keep on walking back, basically back towards the beach through the town, and you will eventually get to where you actually see the beach itself, a nice sandy beach, and you'll head on down some stairs, and it'll take you right there to all the beach clubs, and that's, in my opinion, the best place to grab some lunch.
Oh, that's a nice mural.
The one thing I love about Mexico is that it is never quiet. There's always something going on. There always seems to be music in the background. It's full of life, full of activity. The Mexican people are quite happy, and they seem to really enjoy living here and being around everybody. So it's a real pleasure to have the privilege to be in this country. So grateful. And now we're coming up to one of my favorite parts of the hike through the town. We're going to climb up this little section of the roadway here, and right at the corner it opens up and you get a very nice panoramic view of the beach. And it's a fantastic spot to take some incredible pictures. Wow.
Doesn't get much better than that. And this frigate bird here, it's got a bird's eye view, literally. And that's the dock we came in on, right there in the municipal dock. Beautiful, crystal clear water too. Hola. Beautiful restaurant here. Local bean. There you go. Hola. Look at this beautiful mural. Wow. The murals here are fading, unfortunately. Love these vibrant colors. And here on my right is an example of the signs that you'll find that directs you to the falls, the city, the beach, and everything. And you'll find that all along the roadways here. But again, if you have any problem with direction, all you have to do is ask one of the locals here and they'll be glad to help you out. Because this area really depends a lot on tourism. I used to do a lot of fishing here is my understanding, but I think tourism is the number one thing right now. Now, speaking about the beach, here's our first really good look at the beach with all the beach clubs. And it's a super calm day on the water. So the water is crystal clear. On the right is a freshwater stream that comes into it. It's a Rio El Tuito. And there's a waterfalls up there as well. You can hike too. It takes about an hour and a half to get there. You can go on this side or you can go right from the beach to hike there. But we're just going to the beach for this part, and we're going to make a left-hand turn down these steps, and that'll take us right there. Hola, amigos.
Oui, non, c'est bien de venir voir la plage.
Il avait déjà baissé sa bière depuis on était à la plage quand il a vu qu'on s'en allait.
So a little twisty and turny here, but just follow the beach signs, and you'll get there.
Waterfall?
Beach. We have found it. So the river is dried up a bit. It's not running into the ocean anymore, but normally it does, and you have to cross it. So Yelapa Beach is one of our favorites in the whole Puerto Vallarta area. One of the things I really like about it is it's in this protected bay, so it doesn't really get very wavy in here. But also the sand here is quite coarse, and unlike the silty sand you get in downtown Puerto Vallarta, where if there's waves it gets stirred up and it looks a little murky, here you don't see that. Even if there are waves, it's generally crystal clear green water, which is really nice. And the sand is soft, but it's a little coarser and heavier than what you find in other parts of Banderas Bay here. Really, the whole south coast is like this, and that's one of the reasons I like to hike and swim and just explore this area. So there are a lot of beach clubs, and I think I've eaten in most of them. I found them all to be equally as good, so I don't think you need to really worry about which one you select. But if somebody is on this chat group and they have a suggestion on where I should eat my lunch when I come here, I would greatly appreciate it. Just leave a note in the comments. But we're going to stay right at this beach club here. And it looks like a perfect spot to just hang out and grab some lunch and watch the paragliders. So this paraglider here, they basically crank them or pull him behind a boat, and they have him on a winch, and he goes straight up, and then they release him, and then he, because of the wind currents in the bay here with the surrounding mountains, he can just circle around and then come in for a landing right on the stretch of beach that we just walked along. It's pretty fascinating to watch. There's always beach vendors on all the beaches in Puerto Vallarta on the Bay of Banderas, and one of the most common things they do is they have these pet iguanas, and for a price, in this case 100 pesos, they'll let you hold it and take some pictures with it. Great thing to do, something fairly unique, I guess, maybe not in the Caribbean, but For most people in Canada and probably most of the USA, you don't get a chance to do this. So if you get a chance, go ahead. It's only 100 pesos, which is like $8 Canadian and maybe, or about $6 US. Well, I hope everybody enjoyed this video, and if you did, please like and subscribe. I do a lot of videos on all the things you can do in Puerto Vallarta and the surrounding areas. Until the next one, everybody stay safe. And if you have any questions about how to do this hike, just drop me a note on this video or any one of my other videos, and I'll try to get back to you within a day.